Did the state come in and want to help or do anything, or did they just sit back and say, okay, fans, do what you want?
That's a really, really good question. Why would I say that's such a good question?
The state's supposed to defend your rights.
That's right. It's the state's duty to protect the people's rights against the federal government. That's the entire purpose. The federal government is supposed to defend the states against the outside world, and the states are supposed to defend the people's rights against anybody who comes, including the federal government. And so that's a great question. Where was the state? And ultimately what happened is both the county sheriff, who's one of the most powerful sheriffs in the country, and why I say that is because he has, in Clark County, it's one of the largest counties in the country, and they operate the Las Vegas police. The Las Vegas doesn't have its own police department. It is the sheriff's. So he has 1,800 deputies. Okay, so I mean, he's a very powerful individual with a lot of power to be able to protect and defend the people. But him and the governor chose to take what they called a neutral position. Well, it's not a neutral position when you have the federal government coming after the Little Ranching family. I'm a witness of that. It is not not a neutral position. That's like saying that you have a pedophile. I hate to use this example, but it is a good one. And you got a child, and the parent says, well, I'm going to take a neutral position. That's not a neutral position. And the parent's duty, just as it is to the state's and the county sheriff's duty, is to stand in defense and protect that child or whatever it might be. And that didn't happen. And why did they take the neutral position? I bet you can guess. Yeah.
Senators.
Because they have received so much money from the federal government. And when they receive money from the federal government doesn't just give it to them and say, go do what you want with it. What does the federal government do? They make them, that's right, they control it. They make the state and the county sheriffs and the commissioners and the cities and anybody else, the corporations and anybody else, the churches, they make them sign what typically is called an MOU, a Memorandum of Understanding. And in those memorandums, there's some general terminology. And that is that they will comply to the rules and conditions in which the federal government places upon them. And it is a way that we are losing our ability. We're losing this defense that's supposed to be there for us. It's a real problem that we have, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it. So, the governor wasn't going to, bite the hand that's giving them all these millions and millions of dollars, and neither was the sheriff. And so the Bundy family had to defend ourselves, ultimately, and we couldn't do it alone. The best we could do is just show the American people what was going on there, and thankfully, they responded. Otherwise, I would not be alive to be standing here today. I am certain of that. They would have taken our lives.